Vivo's V series is one of the most popular series in their entire portfolio, and this time they are adding a brand new member. Yes, I'm talking about the Vivo V70 Elite. Now, the Elite tag means two things: premium specs and premium pricing. But the question is, does it actually justify the price tag? What is the difference between Vivo V70 and V70 Elite? And most importantly, is there any hidden cache that you should know about? Well, I'll tell you everything, and that too in detail. So watch till the end and let's get started. First of all, both V70 and V70 Elite comes in identical boxes. You open them up and there's no difference at all. All the box contents are exactly the same. You get a 90-watt charger, type A to C cable, a transparent case, SIM ejector tool, and some paperwork. And the next thing you know, the phones are also exactly the same. I mean, there's no difference, none at all. I mean, they are twinning even more than the identical twins. Just look at them. In fact, we had to put this subtle sticker on one of those phones so that our video crew don't get confused while shooting this video. Now that we are done unboxing, let's talk about the Elite first. See, design-wise, Vivo has kept things minimal, but still the phone looks very premium. The back is glass, the frame is metal, and the color looks absolutely stunning. This, by the way, is the passion red color, which is definitely my favorite, but there are two more options to choose from. The in-hand feel is also quite good, as the phone is slightly smaller than usual phones, and even with a 6500 mAh battery, it weighs less than 200 grams. One more interesting thing is that the camera housing is completely metal, and there's also a mic hidden underneath for better noise cancellation during video recording. Nice. Apart from that, you get all the buttons on one side, Air Blaster at the top, and SIM slot and Type-C port at the bottom. You also get good IP rating for protection against dust and water, and there's a 5-star drop resistance rating for protection against you. The front of the phone is also quite special. First of all, the screen size is slightly smaller than before. It's now 6.59 inches instead of the usual 6.77 inches, and that makes it even more handy. And second, the display resolution is now 1.5K instead of 1080p, which is also a welcome upgrade. Although it's still a 120Hz LTPS panel, but the fingerprint scanner has been upgraded from optical to ultrasonic now. Specs aside, the display is quite bright both inside as well as outside, and there's proper HDR10+ support on Netflix, so movie watching experience is not compromised at all. You also get stereo speakers with nice separation, and the clarity is pretty good at 70 to 80% volume, but if you take it to 100, you lose some clarity. One thing I noticed in my usage is that the pre-applied screen protector got scratched up easily in like few hours of usage, so I had to remove it. And since then, I've been using this display without any protection ever, and it's still holding up quite well, even with my kind of usage. If I talk about the performance, the Vivo V70 Elite is powered by Snapdragon 8s Gen 3, and there's 8GB of LPDDR5X RAM and 256GB of UFS 4.1 storage in the base variant. And if you get the higher end model, you get 12GB RAM and 512GB storage. In benchmarks, this phone scores close to 1.7 million in Antutu, which is nice. And the Geekbench CPU and Geekbench GPU results are also quite good. The 3D Mark scores do come out unexpectedly low, but I don't think that's the processor. It could be a bug or maybe some optimization issue. I also played some games to see how well it performs in real life scenarios, and turns out it's a flare. I mean, the COD mobile at 120 FPS runs smooth as butter. There are no frame drops, no lag, nothing at all. Even the demanding games like Genshin and Wuthering run quite well while maintaining good average FPS numbers. The only thing it can't do is 120 FPS in BGMI. Yes, it's stuck at 90 FPS only, but I do hope it gets fixed because the chipset is definitely capable. Apart from the raw power, you do get some good gaming features too, like the 4D game vibration, motion control, bypass charging, and many more. In regular usage also, this phone handles everything quite well. The apps stay in the memory for as long as you want, and multitasking is not punished by killing apps. And even when I was on a video call while downloading big games in the background, this phone was not slowing down. And since it now comes with UFS 4.1 storage, the app loading should be noticeably faster than before. So performance wise, there's no problem at all, because this is the first time a Vivo V series phone is coming with an 8 series processor. It's honestly a great thing, because this ensures the most reliable performance even for long hardcore tasks. Now let's talk about the cameras, because I'm sure you're waiting for it. Specs wise, the camera setup looks exactly the same as you get on the Vivo V60, but there are some differences. See, the main camera is now Sony LYT700V, which is basically the same as last time, but with a different name. Telephoto lens is exactly the same as before, but the 8MP ultra-wide has a slightly smaller aperture and smaller field of view than last time. And for selfie camera, there's a slightly bigger aperture, and that's about it. But as always, all the cameras are tuned by size, and you also get Qualcomm's 18-bit Spectra ISP, which helps a lot in post-processing to get the best colors in HDR. You get 4K 60 FPS support on main, telephoto and even the selfie camera, but the ultra wide is restricted to 1080p 30 only. There are also some pretty cool AI effects like the Holy Portrait, which adds very realistic holy vibes to any of your photo. There's Floral Blessing, which can add flowers to any of your photo, and Magic Weather can change the entire weather of your surroundings. The processing does take some extra time, but the end result kind of puts a smile on your face. And for regular photos, what do I even say? It's Vivo, guys. It always takes photos that just pleases your eyes, so you really can't go wrong with it. Sure, the colors do pop, but the details are well preserved and the lights are handled very well. The telephoto lens also does its job well. The 3x shots are obviously good since they are optically zoomed in, but the surprising thing is that even the 10x shots are very much usable and they don't even look like a digital zoom. Ultra wide shots are not as good as the main or even the telephoto, but there's not much you can expect from an 8 megapixel sensor. But for selfies, they're actually quite impressive. The details, the colors, the skin tone, everything is on point, and you can also go from 0.8x to 2x, which is nice. One thing I found missing is that there's no color consistency between all the three cameras. I just hope Vivo fixes this with an update. Now, apart from the photos, the videos also looked quite crisp. I mean, just look at the dog walking, the go-karting, the beautiful traffic of dawn on the T&D expressway. All the videos could easily make for good shots in a documentary. All in all, the camera performance on this phone is totally top-notch, both in photos as well as videos. The only thing missing is the better ultra-wide camera, but that's about it. Now, when it comes to the software, Vivo has come a long way from FunTouch OS to Origin OS. The overall look and feel, the features, the AI integration, everything is better than before. But still, there are a lot of pre-installed apps in the phone, some unwanted notifications in V-Store app, and some ads in the search bar. Thankfully, all of this can be dealt with, but I genuinely think that Vivo should remove them completely from premium devices like these. By the way, Vivo V70 Elite comes with Origin OS 6 based on Android 16, and there's a promise of 4 years of OS updates and 6 years of security patches. If you're wondering how long this can last, well, the 6500 mAh battery can easily last 1.5 to 2 days with normal usage, because we have already seen in the past how battery efficient Vivo phones generally are, and the 90-watt charger can easily charge the phone fully in just 1 hour. The only thing missing is the wireless charging, but it is what it is. Connectivity wise, you get pretty much everything that you need. There's NFC, 11 5G bands, so you don't have any problem with data or calls. The only thing missing is the eSIM support, and the Type-C port is slow USB 2.0. So that's pretty much everything about the Vivo V70 Elite. Now let me tell you everything about the Vivo V70, and the first thing you should know is that it's pretty strong. This is not. For starters, the processor is different in both the phones. Elite gets an 8 series chipset, while it's a 7 series processor in V70. Haptics are also better on Elite. Some software features like 3D wallpaper, 4D game vibration are also limited only to the Elite. Rest everything is ditto same on both the phones. Oh, I forgot to tell one last difference, and that is the pricing. The Vivo V70 starts at 45,999 and the Vivo V70 Elite starts at 51,999, and there's also 10% bank discount on both the phones. I know the pricing sounds a bit expensive, but the way things are moving with RAM and storage prices in 2026 with all the AI slop, it's bound to happen. Nothing we can do about it. Nothing they can do about it. For the price, you get decent performance, good camera setup, feature-rich software experience, and a very understated yet premium design. So that's pretty much everything about the Vivo V70 and the Vivo V70 Elite. If you guys have any questions about both the phones, feel free to ask us in the comments and we'll answer them. And if you want us to compare these phones with any other phone, do tell that as well and we will actually do it for you. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.